it's fair to say Andre Agassi brought that shot to the game, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't often see it. I was just thinking that because players are so good at defending these days. Back in the day, before strings and rackets have evolved as they have done in the last 10 years, it used to be easier to defend, a tougher shot to play, but now they can play a little more aggressively when under pressure, so you don't see the drive volley a lot. But certainly Agassi was an excellent exponent of it. It's disastrous as far as Soderling's concerned. A poor game from start to finish. Murray is now just 2 games away from victory. Well, that was most unexpected, wasn't it?
It certainly was. So Murray is so good. If you do let up, despite the fact that he's been struggling on serve, he's able to capitalise on the situation. I think this game is going to be massively important now on the Murray serve. First couple of points, if he can keep Soderling at arm's length. You can see Soderling still aggravated by the fact that he's lost serve. He knows he was so close to finding his best. Always important to look at the winners and errors in proportion to each other. Murray's very much in the plus, whereas Soderling is on the way down.
That's Carlos Moya with his girlfriend now to his right, who's retired from the game. So it's a real shame, but he was a pioneer, really, of tennis in Spain. Nadal spoke very highly of him the other day because he blazed a trail for the Spaniards to have success on other surfaces rather than clay. Former world #1, of course. First Spaniard to have achieved that feat in the Open era, so the current players own a lot. Always sad when a player has to retire, but Moya has certainly done himself proud, leaves the game with an excellent reputation.
He certainly does. Always carried himself with such class, did Carlos. He's one of those guys who not only did great things on the court, but off the court as well. You know, he was a real fashion setter as well, with the sleeveless shirts. I'm sure brought a lot of female fans to the game as well.
He's a father now, of course, so he's got time to spend with his girlfriend and little Nipper. I'm sure he'll enjoy this next stage of his life.
surprises. He's hit the backhand up the line so well today. And he finds another perler when it matters. Watch how he digs this one out. It's a low bounce, but he gets the legs. Big knee bend, eyes down to the level of the ball.
That's the advantage of having two hands on that backhand. He was just a little late on it, wasn't he? But he was able to drag it back into the court using that top hand, his left hand, to get the business done. So that was a crucial hold, and he's now just 4 points away from victory.
I hope it's not too little too late. He'll want to keep this one alive and at least make Murray serve it out. The light show's just gone a little haywire on us there. I think it's the Andy Murray signature that's flashing up on the court. There we go.
I got to get him on my first serve.
It's got to be a first serve, and probably just practicing, just in case Murray does manage to get a break here and gets the win. But
got to wait till after the match. Got to tell the lighting guys. Never get to be a little premature.
never a good thing. Pretty decent width-wise, but probably just a little long. Murray, I'm sure, concentrating his efforts on one final push. Just needs to hold to get this one done in two. We suggested at the beginning of the match, Robbie, how important it was for both players, because the loser would then have to almost definitely beat Federer to qualify, and obviously that's a big ask.
Yep.
But for Murray, to get this one done in two, if he does manage to hold serve here, would be a huge boost, wouldn't it?
It certainly would be. And, the thing I like about how he's played so far is that in the opening set he was took it to soderling. There were no sign of nerves. It was all-out aggression, and he's done well to weather the storm that soderling provided him with midway through the second set. And that'll be a huge confidence booster as well, that he was able to survive the best that soderling had for a while, and then up his game. It's all about closing it out now, and of course it's going to be important for the confidence as well, as if he can close it out at the first time of asking. That'll put the Scot in pole position.
So this is the moment of truth for Murray. Just a decent service game away from victory. Another really good example there. The discrepancy between the movements of these two players.
100%. Much better Murray is at defending and soderling.
Again, a really good example there. 2 shots that I think has worked really well for Murray today. The slice back and the keep him in the rally, and then the ability to dip those passing shots.
Yeah, because it's forced soderling to be creative, and that's not a strength. Douglas Norman knows that. And, he's aware of how many times he's lost points from those particular situations. I think that's what's frustrated him.
There it is again, that wonderful combination of shots. Both cross-court, so it's a high percentage play, but it's also so very effective. An hour and 18 minutes is all it's taken for Murray to reach match point. Murray aware of the significance of getting off to a winning start here in Group B. And does so in fine fashion this afternoon. A little bit of a wobble midway through that second set in that service game that took him almost 8 minutes to hold. But once he came through that game and broke at the very next time of asking, it was pretty much one-way traffic. The first set was outstanding, the second was a little tighter, but Murray wins both to win 2 and 4.
Yeah, I think it's a hell of a performance first up. Never easy to take to centre stage on the first match. Soderling will be a little disappointed. He came out of the blocks a little slow and paid the price because of it. But he was up against a guy who was in scintillating form. The first 28 minutes, this guy was almost unplayable. Everything was working. He's come in well prepared, as you suggested at the start. He felt good physically, felt good mentally, and perhaps the fact that he hasn't played a lot of tennis of late in Valencia and Paris has actually helped Andy. And I'll tell you what, he's set down the benchmark early on to the rest of the guys in Group B.
And I think you've always got to look at players playing indoors as to how well they serve in the opening set. All 3 numbers as far as his serve are concerned were up in the 70s. It dropped a little bit in the second set. That's something for him to keep an eye on, isn't it?
Of course it is. But most importantly, he was able to weather that storm and find a way to get through those tough service games. You're always going to have 1 or 2 dodgy service games once your opponent starts to find his way into the set, but Andy did well. The winners to unforced errors was outstanding. I guess my only concern is perhaps he could have been a little bit more aggressive. He only came in twice versus Soderling's 28. You would almost expect those numbers to be reversed.